Hello, my name is Daniel Santos. I am a business and life coach, and I've been living here in the United States for a couple of years now. And I was originally born and raised in Brazil. I have a corporate career as well as a business executive, and one of my passions is really human development and how we can extract the best versions of ourselves. So many years ago, I started to study coaching. That was around 2009. And then my interest for human development took me into positive psychology as well. I lived 1 year in the UK and I had the chance to do a short program, 3 months in the Oxford University on positive psychology. That was 2011. It was a time where no one knew exactly what it was, positive psychology. It was not in the mainstream like today. And pretty much the same with coaching, because at that time, 10 years ago, many people didn't know what it was coaching, right? And nowadays you go on Facebook or you go on your social media, whatever it is, and you scroll down and it looks like all your friends are coaches. Everyone is a coach nowadays. So what's going on? What's happening? And I see this as a positive moment in the sense that, many people are interested now in become their best versions, in overcome depression, overcome problems, right? And also, I think now the new generation is more open to ask for help. So you have many people here that in the US or whatever they are in the world, even if they are struggling, they are okay in asking for help, in doing psychotherapy, or even a coaching practice. So I see with very positive eyes this type of expansion in the coaching practice. What is not so positive, in my opinion, is the fact that at the end of the day, you have many people practicing coaching out there with very low maturity and very, let's say, they are not fully prepared, to do what they are doing, in my opinion. Because coaching overall became just this big thing, this big word that encompass everything, right? And as all the professions, you have good professionals and you have people that they need to really strengthen their skills in order to start practicing that profession. So I still see many people that I say, I'm not sure I would love to be a coachee in that particular type of methodology, in that particular person. But when I look at other people, I get really excited, And one of the things I did as I continued my journey into coaching was I wanted to leave a process where before become a good coach, I wanted to be a coachee, and I want to leave a transformation within myself. Because as Gandhi and so many other leaders said, that if you want to change the world, you got to start changing yourself. And that's what I did. I did a program called New Field Network, which I strongly recommend to everyone who wants to be a coach. And I can talk more about the programs if you guys want. Just write it to me. I'm going to leave my information here as well. But in a long story short, is basically something we call ontological coaching, right? And what is that exactly? First of all, it can be applied for personal, for life coaching, for business situations as well. But ontology means the study of how we show up. How we show up as individuals in the different roles of our lives, right? So in my case, how I show up as a dad, as a son, as a professional, right, in my coaching company, as a professional in my main job that I have nowadays, working for a big multinational company, and all these roles that I have as a husband as well. So how I show up, and obviously one can show up, how we see the person externally. Oh, that person, looks like is well dressed, and that person looks like 40 years old or something like that. So you always can look at that, but how you show up also in three basically domains. So when you're looking at a person as in terms of what's here, in the mind, what are the thoughts? What are the beliefs that this person has about a particular part of his life or her life, right? What's the thought process? and the things we say as well. So that all of these things we put in a domain called language. How we show up on our emotions, right? So that's a very interesting thing, because nowadays we don't talk much about emotions, and uh, emotions are extremely important for happiness and for a life that has meaning. And we see so many differences, especially, for example, in the corporate world. Still, emotions is a term that we are avoiding all the time, pretty much all the time. We are almost all the time focusing on the business and the things that needs to get done, the business plan, the action plan, the timelines, the deliverables, and all those things, which is pretty much here. It's in our mind, right? It has value, but emotions are extremely important. And finally, the third domain is the body. The body, how I show up with my body, what's my body energy, how healthy is my body, So those three domains together, what I call language, but we can also call like mind, emotions, and body. That's what I do as an ontological coach, which is to look at a client. It can be an individual, it can also be a group, and start to work with this individual or group in those three domains. Because looking at those three domains, you can take an idea of, okay, there's a coherence there. So many times we want to do something here. Our emotional state also wants to do the same, and our body has an energy that is moving in that same direction, right? So when this happens, we have something we call coherence. So the three domains are in the same path, right? And this brings joy, this brings happiness in our lives usually. But so many times we see also lack of coherence. So the mind wants to do something, the emotions want something completely different, and the body as well. So to give you a one of the greatest examples nowadays and challenges I've seen all over the world is our relationship with work, right? Because so many times you see people here in the US, and as I said, people in other countries, in other countries that I've lived, where sometimes a person says, okay, I want to work because I need to pay my bills, and I cannot change my career. So everything is here, in the mind process, the thought process. But on the emotional state, the person sometimes is depressed, is motivated, disengaged. So, and the energy is not there, of course, because if you have this particular emotional state, the emotional state will trigger a particular body energy, a particular body disposition, as we call. And from there, from these three domains, we can look at the actions we are going to take and the results we're going to have. So the more the three domains, they are, let's say, healthy in their relationship, body, language, and emotions, the more effective will be our actions in life to get the results we want. So it's really this idea of who am I as a person, as a human being in those three domains, or how is my team performing in those three domains, the language, the body, the emotions. And this particular way, this particular coherence in these three domains, it's going to take myself as an individual or a team to particular actions that will deliver particular results, right? So it's very interesting because it goes much deeper than the traditional business coaching or even life coaching, where one tends to focus too much only in the actions and results, which is effective, but not that much, and we can take a look at so many people, for example, that want to lose weight. So that's the result I want. And the actions would be just, okay, let's create an action plan for you. You need to eat healthier. You need to eat more times a day, just a healthy snack. And you need to avoid fat and all those things. But so many times we decide this type of action plan that stays only in the action and the results, right? And we don't get there. Why? Because behind the actions, there's a person there that has particular types of thoughts, beliefs, and many times limiting beliefs that are getting in the way of allowing this person to get where he or she wants. So that's the work I do as an ontological coach, and I'm very happy to be here partnering with other friends into this journey, because ontology has all to do with human beings. So wherever you have a human being into a process, right, you have an opportunity to act in a different way, to act in a more coherent way, to be your best version. So if I think about a service that a company provides, right? So if I think about the supermarket, the way that the cashier serves his or her clients, right? The way this person shows up for his clients. If I think about a bank, the same. The bank services that are provided nowadays, still many of those services are provided by human beings, right? So a product that is produced and sold, how many people touch that product in the since the beginning of the process, right? So wherever you have a human being, you can have a better service, you can have a better product, you can have a more effective team, and you can be a best version of yourself in the different domains of your life. And this is why I am here to support you into this journey as an ontological coach. I think now you have an idea of what is ontology. And I invite you to join this course, with me, to join my YouTube channel. I'm going to leave the link here as well. And subscribe to my channel. I'm leaving more and more videos in English as well, in addition to the work I do in Portuguese for my fellow Brazilians. And, write to me if you have any questions about ontology or anything else you want to share in your life that you think you might need some kind of support. I'm here really to serve you. Thank you. Have a great week.